Well, for more on the story, I'm glad to be joined by the Macedonian Foreign Minister, МНР Попоski. Mr. Popоски, thank you for having us here at the Foreign Ministry in Skopje. Now, as we saw in this report, the census turned into a political story in your country. What this really shows is that 10 years after your country narrowly avoided a civil war, both communities are still at loggerheads.
It is indeed, you're right, saying that it has a political dimension, and it's probably very true. This is where the problem lays. Still, the reason for basically not continuing till the end with the census and stopping it in the middle of it is a more methodological one. Basically, the only blame that can be attributed in this sense lays on the ground. So the application of different methodology of the people doing the census on the ground. Legislation-wise, everything is clear, and we are fully compliant and ready to have an operation that fits Eurostat standards.
When will the census resume?
We will benefit to make it happen as soon as possible. So that will be the idea. But we do not have an interest in conducting a census that will not provide us with reliable numbers.
Now, regarding your progress towards EU membership, you received candidate status in 2005 and still accession talks haven't been opened with Skopje. Is this because the pace of reforms has slowed down in your country?
I would not share the opinion that it goes too slow, because the changes that have emerged in this country, if we compare what we had as a system only 10 years ago and what we are having now, the way the judges are recruited, the weight of the decision-making power of the judges themselves on budget lines and on career prospects have evolved in a dramatic manner. Obviously, it will take us a few more years in order to get a system that will provide, let's say, a long-run sustainability on that side. And I think that we are getting really close. We have a lot of arguments that are making our case solid, and I think we should get away from the methodology of blockages that has prevented us from getting a date for negotiations.
Greece is still blocking progress towards EU and NATO membership because of a long-standing dispute over the name of your country. As we'll see in our next report, Athens accuses your government of stealing, of appropriating symbols of Greek identity. What do you respond?
I do not think that anyone in the region has the right to monopolize any sort of identity. What I would stick to, and I think that this is essential, is to have a democratic perspective to it. It will be quite undemocratic to let a people or identity to be attributed by someone else. And I think that the fact that we feel as Macedonians and we speak Macedonian language, we live in the Republic of Macedonia, are results of democratic processes. We have continuously provided guarantees that Macedonia does not represent a threat to Greece, and we have continuously been dedicated to making unilateral concessions in order for the Greek political elite to feel comfortable with it. Finally, the membership to NATO and EU of Macedonia is to mutual benefit from the Greek side, from our side, but also from EU and NATO perspective.
МНР Попоски, Macedonian Foreign Minister, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for the invitation.